So now that Hillary didn't win, I can be the first female president in 2020. This fool was in line behind me at CVS Pharmacy. He's rushing because he's got his kid alone in the car. So now I'm gonna fucking sit here in my car and wait till his dad gets out so I can make sure that the kid doesn't get fucking kidnapped, stolen, drive the car away. Who the fuck knows? When I was younger, I was like 8 or 9 years old. My mom had this thing called a Benzie box. It was a radio that you could take out of the car because this was New York in the 80s. And people would steal car radios to sell them for whatever. I mean, I don't know, that seems pretty petty. But anyway, so we had a Benzie box and ours wasn't installed right. So my mom left me in the car. She took the keys with her. So I was bored. Like, she didn't even leave the radio on. So I hotwired the radio and got music playing. So I know people usually make New Year's resolutions at the end of the year, but I would like to make a resolution now. And I'm going to be nicer to strangers. Because let's face it, we all know I can be a real mean and evil cunt if I want to be. Look as the juvenile car makes its way in the new world. It's a baby that follows its mommy close behind. Afraid, yet confident. When I was 10, I was in this dance group, and we performed in like a talent show in my community to this song. It's terrible. I'm pretty sick and tired of trying to argue with people that deny that racism is a problem in this country. And yes, there are always going to be racist people and hateful people in the world, but the scale that it is in this country, there are a lot of people that don't realize it, and those people don't realize it. Those people don't realize it because they have the privilege of not having that racism happen to them. That's what white privilege is. There is more to white privilege than that, but at the very bare surface, when you break it down, that's what white privilege is. The fact that you have the privilege of not facing negative consequences because of the color of your skin or the religion that you practice. I mean, and many different groups have been, oppressed throughout different societies and different cultures, but we need to stop it. Does the media blow things out of proportion? Sure. The media does things, they like to make salacious headlines because at the end of the day, for them, it's about making money. But that doesn't mean that everything they say is false. There's a bias there, but there are facts there in it. And within the facts, we can see that there is blatant racism. Based on primary sources, there are many people that are oppressed because of their color or religion. There's one thing that a lot of people forget. A lot of people forget that our individual rights are not supposed to trump society's rights. For example, you can't scream fire in a crowded movie theater just for fun because people could trample each other and get hurt and you can cause a lot of injuries. So your right to free speech is limited to these people's safety. Well, it's the same thing with other rights as well. So your individual right to hate black people or to hate gay people cannot trump society's right to have them be treated as equal citizens. This is what our founding fathers wanted. This is what our founding fathers intended. They all came from different branches of Christianity that persecuted the other for different reasons. So there have been many instances lately of people posting racist and anti-gay or gay bashing since Trump won the presidency because they feel that their right to be prejudiced will be upheld. Many right-wing wingnuts are going around trying to disprove a lot of these. Even if you disprove one or two, the racism exists. Stories are happening. I see it. My friends tell me, friends that I've been friends with for 10, 20 years, tell me that they've been searched for no reason. Friends that are way more straight and narrow than I am. I've only been searched once. And that one time I was doing something, I plead the fifth. One of my teacher friends at school used to be a public defender, a lawyer, a good guy. He was a lawyer for free. And he got searched just because he was walking while black. He wasn't doing anything wrong. But this was when stop and frisk was allowed. I didn't find anything on him because he doesn't do anything illegal. Like he's like as good as they come. but he was in gym clothes, so he didn't look professional. I have countless stories of this that I could share. I'm not going to sit here and share the stories that my friends tell me, but these are people that I know for many years and trust. I know they're not lying. I know they're not making it up, and I know they're not exaggerating. I see it. I see it happen, and when I see it happen close up, I stop it. As a teacher, I kind of have to. I have to stop any instance of bullying that I see or racism, and I always correct the behavior. I use it as a teachable moment. So I just want to let the world know that I'm not going to sit here and let civil rights get trampled on. I will do whatever I can, and more particularly, I'll use my influence over the younger generation to try to make this world a better place. But mark my words, I will fight injustices. I will protest any bullshit, unconstitutional law that is unjust. Obviously, I'm not going to be allowed to protest every day. I have to have a life and work. But I'm going to do my part to make sure that this country does not turn to shit. But one of the first things that I want to do is make it clear that racism is a problem, that it needs to be stopped. And one of the ways is by exposing it. We can't just ignore it. No one is going to ban all Muslims. And if the government thinks that they're just going to monitor someone because they're Muslim, we will unite and we will tell the government no. It cannot. That is ridiculous. This is not going to turn into Nazi Germany. Not while I'm alive. My grandfather didn't fight in World War II to fight the Nazis just to have it happen here because we're afraid. There are certain ways that we could deal with. There are certain ways we can deal with our safety without being assholes to other cultures just because of their culture. Otherwise, we create the hate. But the problem is that you can't change a systemic problem of racism in a country if not everyone is willing to admit that it's a problem. So that's why we need to expose it. We need to expose racism, and we need to show the people that don't believe that racism exists that it does. And they need to see that ignoring racism and choosing to ignore it is being racist. You are choosing to be racist. You are either a part of the problem or you are a part of the solution. Pick your side, but pick wisely.